What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your co-host Donovan Quick, and I think it's time to start thinking about extending Jalen Phillips. Now, Jalen Phillips, he is due for a contract right now or after this year. He is in his final year of his contract, going into his 5th year. Look, he has been a game changer for us when healthy. The dude, if he has a great season this year, is going to garner anywhere from $30 to $40 million if he has a good and healthy year. With the market the way it has been, you have Myles Garrett just signed for $40 million. You have a whole bunch of pass rushers that just signed for over $30 million a year. And it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and larger contracts, and you kind of want to be ahead of the curve. You want to be able to go ahead and sign people earlier, kind of like what the Eagles do. They signed, Smitty a little bit earlier. They got him for around $25-26 million a year. They signed multiple people to extensions. I'm forgetting off the top of my head right now, but they signed them like 2 years before their contract was even up to 3 years, 4-year extensions. You kind of want to be more like that, and not like the Bengals, who, if they signed their players 2 years ago, they would be paying Jamar Chase probably around $31-32 million instead of $40.25 million like they just signed him to. You'd be paying T. Higgins probably somewhere around $24-25 million instead of $28.5. And you would probably be able to retain Trey Hendrickson for somewhere around like that 32-33 number. But now, with Myles Garrett signing that $40 million contract, and you have Jamar Chase with his $40 million contract, he's probably going to want a $40 million contract his own, as he just led the league in sacks. He's going to want that for himself, and I don't blame him. So right now is the best time, because he is coming off of those back-to-back years of significant season-ending injuries that require surgery. He had a torn Achilles in 2023, was able to come back for the start of 2024, and actually had a really good start to the season before tearing his ACL, and that sucked. That did. But we're talking about a kid that has already medically retired once in his career. In college, he medically retired at UCLA before coming down to Miami. He spent the majority of his post-high school career here in Miami between the Hurricanes and the Dolphins. He spent pretty much his entire career as a football player being in a mostly sunny state because, like I said, he was in UCLA, then Miami. It's very similar as far as weather goes and atmosphere goes, palm trees and sunsets and beaches. That has been what he's known. So you have that advantage of being like, hey, this is home. You know this. The people here love you. You're coming off of back-to-back years of a significant injury. We're going to pay a little bit less on this extension, but we're going to secure your future. Right here, right now, we're going to secure your future, because if we sign him to a deal, it's probably going to be a 2 to 3 year deal because of the injuries. Somewhere between 18 to 21 a year is my preference. I talked to Jacob about this. He seems to think that 21 is the minimum number, probably more around 25, just because of the comparison that I'm going to give Gregory Rousseau. Gregory Rousseau, he signed his extension last year. Signed a 4-year, $80 million contract extension for the Buffalo Bills. Once again, same draft class. They're both actually here at Miami, UM. They're teammates down here. So Gregory Rousseau is getting $20 million a year. Why should Phillips get paid less? Well, because you missed the end of 2 years because of significant injuries. You have that injury history now. You had injury history in college as well. And that was your concern for the pros, which is why you weren't the first pass rusher off the board. Because you were arguably the best pass rusher in the draft that year, but you had that injury concern, which dropped you all the way down to Miami. So, that being said, you use that injury history, you use that to your advantage, and you come in with an offer somewhere around 18 million. 3 years, $18 million. He says, no, I'd go up to all the way to like 21, 22. I'd probably go up to 25 like Jacob said, but I want to be around that 21 marker with him. 3 years, 21 million a year. That's $63 million. That is generational wealth that's going to set up your family. And if you play great over the next 4 years for us, you're going to be in your 20s still before you're 30. You're going to be on your second contract early, which means you can get paid even more at that contract at that point. But you've already secured your generational wealth for your family before that. And I think that is the good pitch for Jalen Phillips, because let's face it, at that point, you're getting paid more than your college teammate who has actually been on the field and has better stats right now than you. Do I think Gregory Rousseau is a better player? No. Let's stop it. But when people are looking at paying you, they're going to look at stats. They're going to look at what you've done in the stat sheet, and they're going to point to that. They're going to point and they're going to compare. They're like, hey, look, this guy was in your draft class. He got 20 million for 4 years, and we're trying to pay you 21 for 3 because of your injury history. I pay him 21 for 4. I think it's in his best interest to take a 3-year, 21 mil contract. But yeah, that's my point of all this, is right now is the best time to sign him, because like I said, if we don't sign him this offseason right now to that extension, next year he's going to walk, because we're not going to be able to pay him 30 to 40 million if he plays a full season and does well. But on the flip side, if he does suffer that major injury and we didn't sign him, now if he did suffer that major injury and we sign him, or we didn't sign him, then he's going to get a contract probably around Joey Bosa, which is 12 mil, 13 mil a year, because now he's going to have 3 straight years of that significant injury. And he might even want to think about retirement at that point, because once again, he already medically retired once for his own health of his future, and then he spoke with other doctors and then came back. He's going to want to think extensively about that, and who knows if he comes back or not. If that does happen again. Once again, this is all big ifs. But you almost want to plant that seed in his mind. And yeah, it is a little self-doubt, but it is also to get you that extension. It's to get you to get him for possibly $15 million cheaper than you would if you signed him after the season. And that's per year, by the way. Per year. $15 million per year you could be saving by paying him 21. That's my personal opinion. I think the Dolphins should attack that and attack it now. Try to keep your own players. Like, I know, look, you can't pay everybody, but you have Teron Armstead just came off the books. You have one of the next few years, Chubb comes off the books, and even then you can cut Chubb, and I'd rather have Phillips than Chubb anyway. Or you can have Chubb take, his discount like he did this year for the team. And you have Chop. You have Phillips, and you just keep drafting the pass rushers like that, and you still build through the draft. And I like the way that they're kind of like building towards that. Keep Sealer, extend Sealer. That's another story. But neither here nor there. Yeah, that's for another video. But yeah, for this video, let me know what you guys think. Do you think we should extend Phillips right now, or are the back-to-back seasons with crucial injuries kind of deter you away from wanting to sign him? Let me know in the comments below. Deuces.